What is popping, everybody? Wild Card Sunday. We have made it to one of the best football days of all time. Coming off the back of what a day yesterday, boys. I know you all had to have, sat around and watched some football yesterday, and what a day yesterday that was. That both of those games were just absolutely two of the best games that I think anybody could have asked for. Like, really, what an incredible two-game slate right there. So, what a game, boy. What a day yesterday. Like, actually, that Rams-Panthers game, obviously, if Puka Nacua doesn't drop that final touchdown there, we probably would have seen a much closer game. And, that Bears, I can't even say the Bears. The Bears just won't go away. They won't, bro. And I'm not going to flex too hard because, I was with some buddies yesterday during the games, and, we were just like, all right, let's get some additional action. So I ended up playing the Bears yesterday on the money line too. So that was nice. I can't even begin to describe. Like, we all know the stats with the Bears and what they've been doing with, late comebacks and wins. And, I just cannot believe that yesterday continued to be one of those. Like, honestly, that was ridiculous. And they did it. I mean, we hit that DJ Moore touchdown toward the end of the game. Now, he ended up being the DraftKings longest touchdown, only 25 yards. So no really big plays for yesterday. He was the winner. So I think it was like $387 in bonus bets. So anybody who played DJ Moore there, good shit for you. We got that at the plus 475 on the with the boost. So that was very nice. But boys, we have a brand new day today. Does Matt lose his job? I think okay. The hardest part about the coaching search is you have to be able to find a better candidate to replace the guy that you're, getting rid of. I see all the links to Harbaugh. I saw some tweets. I find it hard to believe that Harbaugh at this point is really a much more superior coach than Matt LaFleur. I think his job is definitely potential to be lost. Absolutely. I don't know where they go though. I don't know who the best coaching candidate is. It's definitely not Jim Harbaugh. It's not. LaFleur could lose his job, but it depends on who they go with, where I'll be very intrigued. LaFleur, of course, be vaulted near the top of anybody's list. Obviously, a ton of head coaching experience at this point now. Can't say playoff success, but playoff appearances at the very least. Thing is with Harbaugh, I think here's the thing with the guys like Harbaugh. I think that the game has kind of passed them a bit. You could be this amazing locker room leader and rile guys up kind of guy, but if you're not this one of these advanced analytic guys on offense and you're one of the best play caller and schemers like you have with a Sean McVay, who he's obviously a unicorn because he's an amazing motivator. He's one of the best coaches in all of football, definitely top three. But Harbaugh at this point, I think that the analytics and things have kind of passed him by, and just being a culture setter isn't going to be enough to win for you guys. And I think that Harbaugh, it's one of those situations where maybe you disagree with why I believe Harbaugh should have left, but I feel you can't really agree with things go through their, every dog has their day. You had success. It was 16 years. Now it's time for a clean split. And Harbaugh and Lamar, I don't think were a good fit. I think there is some validity to that. I don't know exactly kind of how to quantify that, or I'm not trying to pretend I've read reports or anything that I should know that those things are different, but I do agree that I think there's a little bit something going on there. And I think the Ravens will be fine, honestly. I think that Harbaugh getting fired was actually a great thing now. Maybe if he's his brother, he goes coaches somewhere else, go back to the college ranks. So I don't know that Harbaugh would go to college. But I don't know. Maybe it's a good chance for them to reset and get better, because as it stands right now, the Ravens have just not done anything. So it's how can the Ravens, really invest more resources into time resources into Harbaugh and everything there. So I love the questions. Glad to kick it off with some general NFL talk. But here's one of the biggest things I want to talk about here for this first game. I called out yesterday, but in case anybody's not familiar, I saw this tweet. It's facts. Bills wide receivers tomorrow, but today, Keon Coleman. We all know he's been scratched multiple times. Gabe Davis obviously had some good times in Buffalo, some injuries, but basically off the street. Brandon Cooks, the old savvy veteran who I want to take some bets on, so we'll circle back to Brandon Cook in a second. Terrell Shavers, who's played well for them. Shout out to Shavers making himself a role as a UDFA, and Khalil Shakir, their WR1, but that is not a good wide receiver unit. Of course, they have Kincaid and Knox as well as James Cook, but that is not a great looking start for what Buffalo has. And that is why, boys, we are on Jacksonville. I have them to win the Super Bowl. I have not bet them to win this game outright. We see a flip in the market now. Jacksonville just had like straight up favorites. This was not the case all week at all. What I'm debating doing is doing a little rollover with the Jags. I already bet the Super Bowl 15-1, but I'm debating going on, MGM right then and there and betting on the Jags money line and then just kind of rolling it over it. I think that's what I'm going to do, honestly. And this is just more for fun. We're in the playoffs here. We're trying to get some value. We're trying to maximize some things that we like. But first things first here is I'm going to call it out. I'm going to bet the Jaguars on the money line, and I'm going to roll it over every single week until they get to the Super Bowl, if they do get there and win. If I come out with nothing. Come on, send me my code, man. It's not letting me log in, so maybe I'll just bet it on DK. But that's where we're starting off today. I'm betting the Jaguars money line. I don't have a good read on the Bills-Jags game, to be honest. I don't really know which way to go. I mean, I don't blame you for any reason for being kind of unsure with like the Bills and the Jaguars. Obviously, Buffalo. You have the Josh Allen effect. The Jaguars, I think people like – I say people, but I think it took me a little bit to get over the hump of like, okay, like this Jaguars team, we expect them to do something terrible and stink and mess up somehow. But that's just like hasn't been the case this year. Like as things have come down the stretch, like Trevor Lawrence has been playing like incredibly amazing football, and the rest of the team has done what they have to do. But I think at this point, the Jacksonville Jaguars are just a force to be reckoned with. In Buffalo, like they're just similar to like talking about the Ravens, talking about the Matt LaFleur. Like Sean McDermott is absolutely coaching for his job. If they lose, there's no shot in hell Sean McDermott comes back. I thought Sean McDermott should have been fired 3 years ago. Playoff nerves settling in. I mean, yesterday, bro, I didn't see a ton of playoff nerves from the bettors, maybe, but from the players in the field, that was what a freaking 2 games, man. That's what we do it for. Hold on. All right, so I'm rolling over the winnings with Jacks every week, assuming they win. Now I'm playing for one quick unit on Jaguars to win money line. And again, I am going to roll them over. That's how confident I am with the Jags. But let's talk about a prop that I'm intrigued by. And this goes back to looking at the Bills wide receiver charts. I do expect a lot of blitzing from Jacksonville, or a lot of guys, I should say, like up in the grill of receivers and trying to cause some ruckus. And a guy who has been seeing some love, man, Brandin Cooks. I know, of course, obviously, he's the old man. Not that old, realistically, but he's the new guy coming in here. Brandin Cooks, let's look at his markets, because I think anytime touchdown is live, but because of the prices, it might not be the best. But where I think we could see some love for Cooks is some alternate receiving yard stuff for Brandin Cooks. I'm gonna pull back to TN here and let's look at some of the data, because I was looking at this last night, and I think that Brandin Cooks could definitely be a ladder candidate for some yards here. We've seen his snap share, his target share, etc., raise up, and now he is like the most proven wide receiver on the Bills, which is, again, terrifying if you're a Buffalo Bills fan. Yeah, at this point, a backup or a guy that you signed off the street is your kind of most veteran guy here. But I'm going to switch to FTN. Let's look at the last couple of weeks here and see what the target share has looked like. We'll even do some Mitchell Trubisky week 18, add that in there. We can take it out if it's looking like it's skewing some data. But even just the last 3 weeks, snap share, Brandin Cooks is only playing – he's played, where is he? Where'd he go? 3. Okay, this is 2 games. Let's go even week 15. I think that's when he signed. McDermott's not going anywhere. He's not the owner's MO. He's a loyalist the last couple of years. See, that's the thing, right? Like, I could talk about what I think teams should do, but what they should do versus what they will do is beyond different. Now, I think that if McDermott loses today, if the Bills are claiming loyalty and just do not fire him, I think that's just like a dumb thing. However, like if that's how they operate and that's just what the situation is going to be, no complaints from me. Like obviously I'm speculating here and there's a lot of factors, but I don't know how he sticks around, man. Like I don't know how they're satisfied, honestly. Not even reaching a Super Bowl. Obviously, this is like their best chance in terms of like no Mahomes, no Lamar, but like we got some really damn good teams like the Jacksonville Jaguars are facing. But back to here. So Brandin Cooks, only 26% of snaps. In these 3 games, 10 targets, 4 catches for 101 yards. But his average depth of target is fantastic. It's deep down the field. So we're hoping for like one big Brandin Cooks catch here. He also saved himself to the gym for far longer than anybody would have. So, like, the facts are there, and I'm not disputing those facts. I'm just saying, like, do you think, Foss, that there's a possibility that this is it though? Like, they've held on to him for any longer than anybody should have, like you said. Because if you're asking me, I would have fired McDermott 3 years ago. So, are we at the point now where it's like, maybe it's too much? But, let's look at this Cooks quickly because I'm interested in, like, going pretty big here on, like, a 50+ yard, catch. Not in a single catch, but we're getting 50 yards for Cooks is only plus 350. Damn, okay, so maybe it's not much value, as I'd say. I'd say Brandon Beam would lose out in a power struggle to McDermott, and I think I'd see an OC change. Maybe Dable comes back. It's crazy because, like, I feel like for the Bills, right? Like, as a Bills fan, like, that would be like the worst case scenario to me because you're kind of like recycling things at that point. Like, oh, it's okay. Like, what's the common denominator? If you're gonna switch through all these OCs, the common denominator still is Bean, still is head coach Sean McDermott. So, listen, I want the Bills to figure some things out and figure it out with Josh and get something good going on. But the way it's set up right now, I don't love, man. I don't love. But let's take a look here at some of the EV stuff. ETN 3 catches here at MGM plus 150. This is pretty good to market. I mean, this is pretty good to market, honestly. I like this. Let's see, my MGM is being slow today. What's going on? Travis Etienne, 3 catches. This is an alternate line. His 1.5 is minus 190, but this is EV here. But let me log in MGM. What's going on here? I actually like this. As a Lions fan that lived through the Matt Millen era, I never underestimated the potential of incompetence of an organization. Yes, that enough said, honestly. As a Commander fan who has dealt with a lot of incompetence as well as the incompetence that seems to be happening as we speak now, that I could second. Let's see here. Don't get me wrong, McDermott should be coaching for his job, but I think the national perception is vastly different. Okay. No, that's a good point. Thank you for the perspective. Honestly, it's interesting to see that like national is like screw you, whereas like the people in Buffalo, people in the scene are saying that like maybe that's not what's going on. That's honestly great information. Um, this ETN, I would bet my MGM. I'm waiting to get the code. It's not sending me a freaking mobile. I have to try my phone, but it's not letting me log in there, which is annoying. But I'm going to get this in when this is good. I like this. I mean, yeah, it's only 135 at penny here, but this is I think a good price all in all. I do expect to see a good healthy showing of some ETN today. What do we have here? Terrell Shavers, a little backup RB. So like someone's gonna have to catch the ball for the Bills. And something I thought was interesting. This game is a total of 51.5. And yes, I know that the Bills are great on the ground. The Bills run defense is bad, and like that could be where there's an edge. But I find it really odd, not odd. I'm trying to look for Trevor. Both quarterbacks to throw 2+ passing touchdowns are just about at even money. I feel like this should be for a total so high, should be shorter, honestly. Let's see. But also anytime touchdown Lawrence. Now we had a lay that lost. I'm definitely gonna be rebetting some Lawrence in a lay. We're gonna definitely be playing some of that fun stuff, but let's start with one of the fun things that I did play. Passing touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence is sitting at essentially like minus 110 here. Again, this total is so high. I took a lay of Trevor Lawrence 3 passing touchdowns parlayed with AJ Brown anytime touchdown. So that was plus 1047. I locked it in this morning. So Trevor 3+ passing touchdowns, AJ Brown anytime. And then also again, just want to like look at the odds. Like Josh Allen too. It's like plus money. He's plus money for 2 passing touchdowns. Shakir anytime at plus 300 on DK. Let's pull that up because I actually think that it would certainly be a play realistically. Let's see, Khalil Shakir. Let's get there quickly here. Look at the price. Shakir 3-1. Oh yeah, that's definitely worth betting. I got in at Lawrence at plus 195 today. It showed it some EV like early. It was only there for a couple of minutes, but the Shakir is definitely worth betting. That is absolutely worth a great call out, Foss. That's good EV right there for Shakir. Look at that, Circa, Penny, Kalshi. FanDuel's up there, but that's still a good bet. And for this game too, so we have pending already. We have a Parker Washington anytime touchdown in LA. Look at the boost that we have again quickly here and see what we're working with. We have Bet live. We have a live bet boost for DK. Another touchdown boost for today. Is that what we have? Or is that only for yesterday? Let me just put together a mock slip. Let's see what they give me. If there is another boost or it was just yesterday only. Let's see. No, I have a 20% NFL SGPX boost. Okay, that's on DK. That's the boost we got right there. And on FanDuel, I know we have another touchdown boost, and we also have a parlay boost as well. So we'll get those going. Now for a touchdown boost, let's look at some FanDuel prices. I mean, this Shakir at 290 is pretty good. And let's Lawrence. So I definitely want to like double back down on Trevor Lawrence. I shouldn't say double down, like we lost that. He was in the leg. We needed a Monangai, didn't come through after Kyron came through. But I still want some Lawrence exposure in a rushing touchdown as well. These boosts are $5 max are sad. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. It's really, really annoying, but that is what it's going to be. I mean, wild card weekend, I'm sure they're getting. I mean, I saw DJ Moore had the bonus bets, the 385. I would have expected that to be a lot higher, honestly. Though DJ Moore's odds were like good to bet, which is what we did. But all in all, he's probably like people know him, so he's probably like a popular pick. What do you think about Trevor Lawrence first touchdown? Obviously, good to market. I'm definitely interested in Trevor Lawrence first touchdown. We're gonna obviously be betting first touchdown for everything. We hit that Watson yesterday. That was beautiful. We definitely will be betting some first. We'll look at the market, but he is beyond on the radar. The running quarterbacks, we saw Bryce Young get in. Caleb didn't get in, but we saw that kind of movement there. But I do want to bet this boost here. So let's see. We got Trevor Lawrence anytime. We have Khalil Shakir anytime. That already is 907 with the boost. That gets us to 1134. I mean, if we add Saquon, because we had Saquon in the other leg, that now we're just replacing that Monangai leg with Shakir. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to add some movement in the running game. I mean, these are both teams that spread the ball around. So the odds are kind of reflecting that. But I'm locking in a 3-legger using the FanDuel boost. I'm going Saquon anytime, Trevor anytime, and Khalil Shakir anytime plus 2080 on FanDuel. That's with the boost. So I'm using the touchdown boost. We have one more boost on FanDuel for another SGP. But Lawrence, Shakir, Saquon Barkley, anytime touchdown. Again, these touchdown props, we're doing some fun stuff for trying to find some winners for the playoffs and, kind of keep it light and fun. We'll definitely try to find some straight EV. But that is very nice. So beautiful. That is the first lay of the day. And we haven't even talked about the other games. I mean, Birds, Eagles, we have talked about all these a few times this week, but this game, highest total. I mean, we've known that Josh Allen has struggled in Jacksonville, though I'm not, comparing old-time stats or old-time, games that don't have any relevance to this one and using any trends or anything like that. But maybe there is some signal there. But let's pull back and look at first touchdowns. Definitely down to put together like a nice 3 all-game sweat. No Ty Johnson. Damn. That's big, bro, on third down. That is big on third down. He's been so good for them. Like people like I'm sure if you're tapped in enough, even to the league, not just as like the Bills specifically, like the value he does bring to the table. Not sure if line's adjusted for Ray Davis. Great call out. Let's dive in. Because Ray Davis also he's got some spunk, this guy. Absolutely. Let's see if things are moving in real time here. I mean, honestly, receiving could be a look for Ray because that's where Ty has been cooking. But let's see what Ray Davis rushing yards, if we even have some numbers here. I mean, we're already in the 20s and we're not seeing anything. Where is it just off the book? Like, are these people just not pricing it? Do I scroll past it? Oh, I did here. MGM 10.5. That's all I'm seeing for Ray Davis. Let me check another odds screen really quickly here because I'm very curious about if these lines did or did not adjust just yet. Ray Davis. MGM's the only one to have odds, so that is confirming. Profit X looks like they have some odds too. But yeah, Ray Davis stuff is moving in real time. I'm seeing it go down to 9.5. Right here, we just saw it. It's the only spot that has it. It went from 120 to 110. That's interesting. So, like, I don't know if they're expecting Cook to just be the, like, everything at all times. I mean, hard not to believe that. And finally, my BetMGM code freaking comes into login. That was actually 10 minutes. But I don't know if Ray Davis has moved enough. I don't know what it was prior. I also didn't even see that there was a chance that he could miss Ty Johnson. That's actually a pretty big loss, realistically, for them. Well, let's check out the EV screen. Then we'll do a run through of first touchdowns for that game, and we'll finalize some stuff. But like, I'm in on. I love Parker Washington stuff. I love Trevor Lawrence rushing and passing stuff. I love Jaguar stuff. Duval, let's rip it. Anything I want to kind of rebet. Davis went from 750 to 650. Okay, so a little bit of adjustment there for the touchdown odds. But in this game, we have to sweat Parker Washington anytime right now. And the Lawrence 3 touchdowns, Jags money line, Trevor touchdown, Shakir touchdown. So not like any like real sweats at this point, unfortunately. But we'll cook some fun stuff up for the rest of the day and maximize what we can here. Quick sneeze coming. Oh, Lawrence pass TDs over 2.5. Yeah, this is great at 365. I saw this earlier. I don't have 365, so I couldn't bet it, but I would definitely bet this straight here if you can. This Bri Robinson, good that we didn't touch yesterday because that was like 115. Now it's 152. I'm not interested in that. Hurts rushing yards, 31.5 to Penny, bookmaker, profit. Now this is pretty good, honestly. I mean, we're going to get on some Hurts action today. Some Hurts rushing. This is it's pretty low EV, but it still is EV. This Hurts 31.5 rushing yards. I'm actually pretty interested. I think I'm going to lock this in. Straight bets went 0-2 outside of the Rams money line. And like we missed on the 2 EV plays that we found on the screen, which like we only took 2. It's crazy. We need the sample sizes, as you guys know, at this point to maximize. But obviously, with the way that the playoffs are, there's not going to be a ton of just straight EV bets to go around. But I am betting this this Jalen Hurts here. Rushing yards, players rushing yards over under. There we go. 31.5, 110. Come on, load for me, man. My other computer's being so slow. It's a mixture of MG on my other computer. I don't know what happened, but it's just been slow this morning. But I'm betting this Hurts. And I'm betting that Hurts. Get into the bet slip. There we go. Come on. Dude, I don't know what the hell is going on. My computer's just dying. Other side computer. Sorry, boys. So I gotta get this into tracking. Otherwise, I will forget until I sync my picket and see it and have to redo it the other day. But okay, I'm in on that Hurts. So sorry about that, boys. Lad receptions 3.5. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Come on. Just trying to. Oh, I think no, my PLC is open. Okay. MVS anytime. This is interesting to me because MVS, he's been getting a ton of targets, but DK Metcalf is back. So we can absolutely have that, anticipate him to take some of that. And we're only in the 1% at this point. So not like a ton of EV that we probably want to grind out. And let's look at the touchdowns here for the day and see if there's anything sticking out here as well. Luke Farrell's been there all day. Kendrick Bourne. Ray Davis at 7-1 here at 365. So shout out to Faust on that call out. He's there. Parker Washington Fanatics also 210. This is also worth betting on Fanatics. Very small EV, but still EV for a touchdown. This is definitely the road to go in. And you guys know I'm all over Parker Washington today. As well, it's like this whole playoffs. I'm a Parker Washington pro guy for this. But let's look at first touchdowns here. I'll do a full view because let's lock these in and we'll take a look at both at the next couple of games as well. We'll be streaming tomorrow for Texans Steelers. I'm on the under there. Also on Chargers plus 3.5 from Wednesday's stream. And let's look at first touchdowns here. Let's see what we got some value in the market. Or if we don't have any value in the market, we'll find out right now. Tootin, no. Brandon Cooks. Cooks at 365 at 35-1 is interesting. Like I really might. Brandon Cooks might be the answer right here. I'm just going to call that out for the Bill side. Just putting that out there. Brenton Strange 15-1. BTJ 15-1 also. Diami at this point, no thank you. Jacoby, best price circa. See, Josh at 7-1, even though it's the same price as circa, is very interesting because we know Josh is going to try to be Superman here. That is honestly interesting. Keon is also interesting at 65 to 1. Yes, like that's all he's done is catch touchdowns. Shakir at 20 to 1 is also interesting. So there's a lot of optionality here. Parker at 14 to 1, unfortunately, with the pricing isn't ideal. Trevor pricing also is not ideal. 11 to 1, though, is decent. I'm all in Trevor touchdown. We had that in one play there. So we're definitely rocking with Trevor touchdown. So this is very interesting. There's a lot of optionality here. Honestly, even defensive touchdown for the Jags is a little interesting as well. See Josh come out strong. So let's kind of flip this back and let's like really focus here. Tootin, no. Brandon Cooks. I mean, so we're talking about a guy who's coming off kind of the street, was signed off the waivers versus Keon Coleman. Keon's played 2 games. He's got 4 targets. Brandon Cooks played 3 games, has 10 targets. I'm talking since week 15 here. So target count, in favor of Cooks all in all, realistically. Let me see. I'm going to switch back to FTN here quickly. I want to see if Keon, even in his coming back, we've seen the end zone. The answer is Dawson Knox is dominating the end zone, but Keon is still seeing some end zone targets, man. This might be the ugliest first touchdown. Penny Insirka just took Dawson Knox anytime TD off the board. FG dropped plus 370, plus 380. Let's watch that in real time right here. This is first touchdown. 22 to 1, though. So, like, from a pricing across the board, we wouldn't bet that. I mean, playoffs is a little bit different, but like this is regular season, we just ignore. But anytime touchdown here, let's look at this quickly. See nothing on the board here. 370, 340, 398 at Kalshi, but only $98 there of liquidity. And yeah, a little bit of a drop. So Knox has been flashing back and forth, but let's go back to first touchdowns because I'm gonna hate that I'm doing this. He still plays more snaps than Cooks, even in those games. Keon Coleman, it's just a price thing, man. We're just getting 2,500 odds better than Circa. I'm betting Keon Coleman first touchdown for the Bills. Honestly, because it's so big, and AAC, if you're still here, you'll appreciate this. I could honestly be convinced to take 2 Bills at this point because of what's going on with because of how big the odds are on this Keon Coleman. I'm willing. All Bills Steelers are live. They're always live, brother. Jackson Hall is also. Keon Coleman, first quarter receiving yards over. Interesting. I could be convinced. But just because, like, even if he's on the field, and we've seen this all season, which is why we bet touchdowns. We also know Josh Palmer, by the way. We've been betting touchdowns on the Bills and on every team all year. Man, that's my dog. Keon at this point, just because he's getting the touchdown, the looks in the end zone, I think it's worth it. I'm not going to lie. I'm betting Keon, and I just bet Keon. Plus 6,500, that would be a hell of a hitter, but I think that's honestly worth it from the price perspective. And again, I am willing because of how big the odds are here to bet another Bill. But I'm in on Keon. Let's go to that first quarter receiving yards for Keon Coleman. So, like, this is the thing about him, right? Like, this is the reason why I'm going first touchdown too. Is like it really is touchdown or bust. Like maybe in an anytime lay, if you want to get a little creative, like a little 2-legger, also even. Maybe I'm in, but like, is Keon all of a sudden going to be just like catching a ton of balls? I don't think so. Touchdown when he gets thrown. He's got 4 targets in the last 2 games, Keon Coleman, and 2 of them have been in the end zone. That's all I'm saying, boys. That's all I'm saying. But Keon Coleman receiving yards, first quarter, 4.5 plus 425 at Hard Rock. Where's the rest of the odds? I mean, I'm not even seeing it, brother. I don't know what books you got there, Biz, but if you got a good price, maybe. The thing is, I honestly wouldn't even bet it. Like, I'm relying on touchdown or bust. And speaking of that, I'm kind of interested in doing anytime touchdown 2-legger that includes Mr. Keon Coleman as well. But Keon first touchdown, I bet it. I'm in FanDuel plus 6,500. I'm in. We have the Jaguars money line. Why we scroll back? Let's do an EV run through before we find the next. Obviously, we got some time before the game start here. Not a ton of time though. Let's see. Tootin rush attempts. I mean, so much B365 and Hard Rock. If you're there, you're just catching. Big game Gabe, someone to monitor. Always someone to monitor. Always Gabe Davis, Terrell Shavers, under 1.5 receptions. What is, I want to just look at this. What's Josh Allen's pass attempt prop here? And also, do we do a Josh Hines Allen sack? You know, show him what the real Josh Allen is. A little Josh Hines Allen sack. Doing Trevor Lawrence, 3 passing touchdowns in Keon Coleman first TD, 2-leg lay for fun. All right, so you're getting crazy there, but I'm not going to complain about it. We're having fun. It's wild card weekend, boys. As long as you're betting proper, like you're not overexpending on some of these lays and like you know what you do with your bankroll. I'm not denying anybody from having some lottery tickets on wild card weekends. Like the EV police might be coming for me too, but listen, this is what we're doing. We're having some fun here. But Josh Allen pass attempts. Let's take a look here. They're expecting him to throw the ball 31.5 times. Lotto all the way, bro. I mean, listen, I'm not saying anything. I'll look and concoct a lotto too together. Another one if you're interested. I'm so down. Okay, so just curious what Allen's pass attempts looks like. So let's go some reception markets. I want to see where they're expecting some passes to go. On the Bill side, we know there's a million to go around here. Obviously, Kincaid, I guess, is Kincaid, Shakir, their best receiver. Over 3.5, -112. So I actually got in on this at +114 this morning. I didn't even post it just because I think it was gone. It was there for like 5 minutes, but I did get in on some knocks. I meant some Kincaid 3.5 receptions over. I did get in there, but let's see. Like Keon, what's the reception? Got to be 1.5. What's up with this lack of pricing? Is this just like because the market's reacting to new news? Like markets are gone, even though this game is in an hour. What the hell is happening here? I guess let's look at Gabe Davis. Davis was a Jag, right? He left the Bills and went to Jacksonville. Is that facts? Am I remembering that correctly? Okay, but 2 catches is +150 for 2 catches for Gabe Davis, somebody who Josh Allen absolutely trusts regardless of what's going on, playing 34% of snaps. So Palmer's out. Everyone's going to get a bit of a boost. Keon, Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis, 8 targets in 2 games. I love this. I'm going to start. Yeah, Davis was a Jag. I'm going to start this FanDuel lay with Gabe Davis, 2 catches. Now, if you have Hard Rock, this 220 is a straight bet, absolutely, like all the way through. But for the FanDuel lay, I'm going to start with Gabe Davis, 2 catches. Receiving prop, Gabe Davis, player receptions, over under 164 for 2 catches. That's honestly great to market, all in all. Not going to go out and say, actually, I am. I'm going to bet that straight. I'm going to kit this in the live. We're going to do what we did yesterday with the Leggett. Took it on Hard Rock earlier. Love that. I'm going to, what was I going to say? The Leggett yesterday had a catch on like the first freaking drive and didn't get over, but that was like another piece of like a bigger leg. We had like kind of double exposure. I'm going to do that as well. So I'm in on Gabe Davis, 2 catches. I just bet that. I'm going to keep it in my bet slip because I'm going to build the other leg kind of around this. So Gabe Davis, over 1.5 catches. And we've been spending obviously a ton of time on this game because I think it's the most overall. Oh my God. I love that. I was going to switch gears for a hot sec here, but Brandon Cooks' longest reception. The reason why that's a play is like, obviously, if he doesn't hit, it's not going to be because he didn't get the targets down the field. Like, I find it very hard to believe he gets like a 12-yard reception. I think it'd be like a nil or bust. I love that for Brandon Cooks, honestly. Longest reception, 14.5 yards for a guy from A-Dot 25.3 for his longest catch. You said even money on Fanatics. This is absolutely a bet. Brandon Cooks' longest reception, even money, absolutely a bet. We have the Lawrence touchdown. What else do I want to look at? Parker. Also, just worth mentioning because we did bet like the Myers. I do have the Myers most receiving yards in the wildcard round. First of all, you had freaking Jalen Coker with the 130 piece looking like, okay, who the hell has a Jalen Coker crazy ticket? And then Loveland with 137 to now be the leader. So that's a number for Myers to beat. If Myers somehow beats that, I love that. I don't think that that's probably going to happen, but shout out to Coastal Loveland, man. 137 receiving yards in the wild card round. Probably going to be the wild card round's biggest receiver or highest receiving total. I guess it makes more sense to say it that way. Okay. And here with Parker's 51.5. Let's go to Jacoby. So how you spell Jacoby? I keep forgetting where you can type and can't type. Can't type there. You can type for market there. This is for players. Jacoby is at also in the 50s. Okay, and let's why am I blanking? Who was I looking for? I wanted rush yards now. ETN. And just take a look at what ETN is. Rushing yards. Travis Etienne Jr. 63.5. Circa at 67. I'm adding ETN rush yards to this. Player rushing yards over under ETN 63.5, 112. What's 60 plus? 144 now. So 63.5, 112. Okay. So that's 2 legs right now. Let's go find the other legs. Let's look at some of the other games. Let's 49ers Eagles here. I'm intrigued by actually, we did already bet the Hurts. I'm always team double down if the price is right in terms of just like maximize like the value of like the bets with EV. Rushing yards here, 30 plus 154, though. That's not ideal. We did get this MGM. This one moved to minus 110, so that's nice. But if we go, I'm going to add Jalen 30 plus to this. Rushing props, Jalen Hurts, 30 plus. So we're at 610 pre-boost, okay? And now if we go to Chargers Patriots, I'm going to go with some Herbert rushing. It's probably inflated. It's so inflated, but 25 plus rush yards. Let's see what FanDuel has that at. It's an inflated number, but it's understandable because Herbert, I would be so shocked if he doesn't run the football. 25 plus is minus 160. His base number is 28.5 at 112. 20 plus is 260. With the boost, 1143. So I'm actually locking that in. So Gabe Davis, 2 catches. ETN over 63.5 rush yards. Jalen Hurts, 30 plus rush yards. And Justin Herbert, 20 plus rush yards. That's how we're starting off here today with another beautiful 4-legger on FanDuel. Herbert, Hurts, Gabe Davis, ETN. Very nice. Okay. Now, another thing I want to check out from pricing right now. Let's pull it up here. Combi, Cooks, 3 plus receptions. I'm sure that's actually good. That's going to be obviously a sweat. It's plus 188. Not expected to hit necessarily, but I do love that lookout. And speaking of Cooks, I do want some actual Cooks exposure. I'm going to do a little bit of an alternate line receiving yard here. And let's make a little like 2-leg receiving yard parlay. Now, we know this isn't going to be as great of a number. We'll see what we got here. 30 plus is plus 132. What's 40 plus? 230. So it's not as good as I want it to be by any means. Let's do a quick pivot. I want to look at AJ Brown stuff. How high are we getting here? Only in the 60s, right? 66.5 for AJB. The 64.5 at MGM actually looks good here. Let's take a look at that. AJ Brown. Let's see. AJ Brown receiving yards. Yeah, there's definitely EV there. I'm betting this at MGM. 64.5. Minus 110. I'm in. AJ Brown, 64.5 receiving yards. Let's get it. Let's get Jalen Hurts. Let's do it. I mean, I'm so scared for this game in the sense where, like, I don't get the game. Like, we have a terrible offense in Philly against a terrible defense in the Niners. Now we have a great offense in the Niners who haven't played anybody against a great defense in the Birds. Oh my God, this computer is killing me. Okay, so I'm in on that Brown. In on that Brown. Let's okay, this is moving too. All right, let's also look at Patriots Chargers. And we had that Justin Herbert and Drake May touchdown lay, which I actually really do love. I'm actually curious. I haven't looked at the markets, but let's look at I think some booty unders might be good. And some digs overs. Let's say booty under. See, it's 29.5, 30.5 at Caesars, DK 31.5. We're seeing some under love there. What about some Christian Kirk for tomorrow? Some unders. I actually like that. Let's pull that up because he hasn't had the impact on that passing game whatsoever. Also, I'm seeing some value in Terrell Shaver's long reception. Let's pivot to that first because if anything's going to move, it's going to be this one for tomorrow. Took some Demario props. I like that. I like the Demario. I mean, Patriots again. It's such a widespread kind of situation, and I'm on Chargers 3.5. But Tyrell Shaver's long reception. I'm seeing 10% EV on this. Oh, it just moved to a. No, I'm seeing 10% EV. Should be 11.5. Minus 105. Yeah, this is a good bet. I'm betting this. This is 13.5, as you see. I'm betting this Terrell Shavers over longest reception. If he catches the football, we got to hope it's a deep one, or at least he can get some yak. With the way the Jaguars play defense and the way that they Bills throw it, I'm actually I buy it. So I like the EV, and it's just a good bet, I think, as well. So I'm betting this as well. Terrell Shavers longest reception over 11.5 minus 105. All right, boom. God, this fucking computer, man. Excuse my language. Okay, I'm in on Shavers. Beautiful. All right. So other things that we could look at here, we got to get our first touchdowns in, of course, but Christian Kirk under receiving yards. I'm going to bet that as well for tomorrow. That is 22.5 minus 110 at BetMGM. Receiving yards. Christian Kirk got to go for Monday. But as we see here, it's 19.5 all in all. But MGM right here is at 22.5 on the under for some good EV right there. So Christian Kirk under, and this computer needs to load before I freak out. But I'm in on this Kirk once it does load. And let's look at some touchdowns quickly and figure out our first touchdowns as well here. Let's go, man. Christian Kirk receiving. Players receiving yards over under. Okay, Luke Farrell still hanging out up there. Now MGM's telling me my location. I just bet 3 times now. It's telling me my location is unconfirmed. Brother, I just literally placed 3 bets in a row. What the fuck are you talking about? Farrell, so there. Cook's 525. Oh my god, if you have Rivers, this is a bet. Combi books, bet Rivers. If you have them, this is bettable right here. Brandon Cooks anytime touchdown at that price is absolutely worth betting. Kendrick Bourne, Ray Davis still at 7-1 at 365. That's still probably worth it. At the score now, Cook at 125. This is also EV. This is definitely worth betting as well. Even though it's some chalk, it's not the most attractive touchdown bet. James Cook is definitely live to score a touchdown here. And again, if you have a combi book, this Brandon Cooks 525 is absolutely a bet. No hesitation, honestly, there. But let's find our final first touchdowns for this game, and we'll find some more, and we'll triple up some parlays there and lock it in, some DK boosts. But let's look at first touchdowns we have. Of course, already locked in Keon Coleman. Kincaid 18-1 is so attractive compared to Circa, so that might just be it. I said I'm willing to double down on a Bill because of how long the odds are on Keon. Oh my God, Keon dropped to 40. Look at this, boys. Keon dropped to 40-1. What a snag, boys. Doesn't mean shit that's going to hit, but what a freaking snag. That's great market timing by us right there. Now I'm definitely still willing to bet another one with that value we secured. Knox is the obvious. I mean, excuse me, Kincaid's the obvious culprit there for the next potential first touchdown bet because it fits the pricing. Oh, so went to 16-1, 17-1, back to 16-1. All right, I'm betting this Kincaid also. Let's load that up here. I am betting this Kincaid also. I also want to take a couple more like two-leggers that are like 10-1 just because I am a degen, but I am going with Kincaid as well. So this Thomas from yesterday was parlayed with Odunze. I'm honestly backing off BTJ today. Kincaid, first touchdown. I mean, please and thank you, honestly. Let me look at Shakir one time. This just moved to an average of 1543, so it went up actually. Let me just see Khalil Shakir quickly. 20-1 to 18-1. So there are just it's a bigger spread between those two bets with Knox. I mean, with Kincaid and Shakir. Kincaid, where's D Dalton? We're getting 400 plus 400 better than it's Circa. So I'm betting Kincaid. So if Kincaid and Coleman, and now we can find ourselves a Jaguar, because while I definitely love nothing more than to hit a Keon Coleman 65-1 first touchdown, still do want the Jaguars to win this one outright. So let's take a look here. Jag, Tootin, Cooks, Strange, BTJ. So we're not getting the prices we love from Jaguars here. Hunter Long, Jackson Hawes. I mean, even at 14-1 tied, like we hit with Watson. Watson, we deviated from our standard protocol, but we did bet somebody that we love. Might need to be what we do for Jacksonville here. Keon, LeQuint Allen, if we want to get crazy with it, though that's very doubtful for him to score the first. Tim Patrick, if we want to get really crazy down the board also. Ty Johnson, Terrell Shavers, 50-1. Honestly, pretty good bet too for Shavers if you want to really get crazy on some Bills. Okay. We're gonna bookmark that Jag. Let's look at some Niners, Eagles here. AJB 850, I already love, and you guys, I'm sure, already know that I'm gonna love that. That's the rocket science are Brock Purdy, McCaffrey, Goddard. See, Goddard at 10-1 is also honestly very, very interesting to me. Even though same price as Circa, I do think it's probably worth a look. Tanja Snow, Kendrick Bourne, Juszczyk. Obviously, the chalk of the matter, Saquon Barkley, Tank Bigsby at first. I don't think that's possible there. A Birds defense first touchdown is honestly very interesting, but I'm going to go with what's his name here? Where is he? Dallas Goedert, 10-1. Dallas Goedert first touchdown. Oh, we have a 30% first quarter boost on props in the Jaguars Bills game. That's a new flash boost on DK. So maybe we'll take a first quarter look there. But TD scores, first touchdown, Dallas Goedert. And now let's look at a Niner here. Obviously, they're a pretty limited route tree. Pearsall doesn't look so good to go today. But Dallas Goedert, 10-1 at DK. I'm in on that. And for a Niner, I mean, Demarcus Robinson is still eyeing me. Honestly, we've been so good with Demarcus Robinson props sitting on some of those. I'm like really interested in Demarcus Robinson. First touchdown. Now, Kittle 13-1 at Fanatics is actually a beautiful number. Like, that's probably the best bet there. Is honestly Kittle 13-1 Fanatics. Juwan Johnson. I mean, Juwan Jennings, excuse me. Kendrick Bourne. Luke Farrell. What's Juszczyk? What's Kyle Juszczyk? Where is K? 720. The numbers are just not adding up there at all. Kendrick Bourne also. I mean, listen, we're team DeMarcus Robinson over Kendrick Bourne. I'm betting this 28-1, DeMarcus Robinson. I'm going back to the well here with our guy. He's done us some great things, almost did us some amazing things until Phillip Rivers killed it. But 28-1, DeMarcus Robinson. I bet that as well. I'm in. Beautiful. Okay. Now let's look at the final game for some first touchdowns. Then we'll go back and do some more EV betting, looking at some more lays that we could have multi-game full day sweats. We got to get a full day sweat going. We have sweats for all day, but there's nothing more fun than a full day, full game sweat. That's always one of the best things. Or like a day like today, having to take a go from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's always fun. Chargers, Patriots. Hooper is interesting. Pop Douglas, best odds circa. Drake May, best odds circa. Now we got the trio. Herbert first touchdown is so interesting. We'll keep our eyes on that. Kayshon Boutte, no. Keenan Allen, price isn't there. Lad McConkey is definitely a look. Honestly, that's shortlisted. No price for Quentin Johnston at circa. That's interesting. DeMarcus Robinson only a Phillip Rivers interception away from being a bet smart bonus. That legend. I know, bro. I know. It was so close. It was so close. We still made profit on him. He's still a guy who's made us some money on some of that stuff. He hit us on that touchdown bet. Like we had that was still a 475 banger. Lad McConkey. Amon Hampton's 10-1. Now we're talking an RB1 at 10-1. That might just be enough said, honestly. I mean, we know that we've had our beasts with like Vidal and split backfields and whatnot, but no, we're getting a Marion Hampton. We're getting an RB1 at 10-1, and it's best in market. I'm never going to say no to that, honestly, from a first touchdown perspective. That's just really how we go about these things here. Omarion Hampton, 10-1. I'm in. Omarion Hampton, 10-1 first touchdown. And let's get a Patriot going, and then we'll do another run through of everything on the board and try to capitalize and hit a profitable Sunday with some fun bets also, like the Christian Watson first touchdown. To break our little cold spell, we went like 4 game days to the first touchdown, which is by far our longest streak, which is crazy in a good way because we've been absolutely cooking. But worth mentioning there. So, okay, Patriots, we got Ramondre at 8-1, which is interesting. Diggs, no. 850. Will Dissly. Now, where's Hunter Henry? Definitely scrolled past him. I'm guessing his odds aren't great, though. Against his old team, if we want to go some narrative street, we can get some Hunter Henry anytime touchdown. Against the old team is always an angle that the squares and the Rex love to come in on. We can do that. We still need a Jaguar. Still need a Patriot. Okay. Noted. We'll get back to that. We'll take a little detour into some fun stuff. And let me confirm my boosts again on DK. I know I use my FanDuel boost, but DK, you have a 30% first quarter prop bet. Do we have anything on DK? No, we used it. Okay. Back to FanDuel. Let me confirm on my phone here and see what we got going. No, we used our boosts. Okay. Very, very nice. Also nice to say, I said Bears and Rams yesterday, so I'll go on the record. Jaguars, Eagles, Patriots, but Chargers cover. That's who I think will win today outright for anybody interested. And I only have money on the Jaguars and the Chargers spread, but we'll put that out there for the record. See if we could sweep the wild card around, but with no money to show for it, which doesn't really mean anything, but it's always nice to get that out there. This Cooks, man, I'm so jealous of any combi books right now. I would definitely bet this. Oh my God, this just got smoked the other way. Yeah, this Cooks, man. This Cooks is nice. This Cooks is nice. Don't sleep on that Cooks if you have a combi book. I hope you guys already bet it at this point. Jacoby showing some value. Gabe Davis as well here. 675. All right, let's Kincaid moved to 16-1. What do we take it at? We got worse, right? 14-1. We lost line value also. Oh, we got can get 18-1. Oh shit. Okay. There we go, boys. We got some CLV. Goal. We're cooking. We're cooking. Let's build out a couple of two-leggers here. Then we'll finish over for final first touchdowns. We got what, 30 minutes? Won't take that long. We'll keep it short here. But just want to pull up FanDuel quickly, keep that screen, and we'll build some two-leggers. I'm gonna put a slip right now of all the guys who I actually think like could score a touchdown, and we'll go from there. So we're not betting any of this full degen stuff right quick, but again, guys who I love to score today, honestly, Parker Washington, Trevor Lawrence, Khalil Shakir at that price, and deep down the board, Brandon Cooks and Gabe Davis and Keon Coleman. Obviously, not betting all of this, and I guess I hit my quota there, but just kind of putting things in the slip here, and then we'll break it back down. Saquon, Jalen, AJB, and Demarcus Robinson, and Chargers Patriots here. Now we had Hampton in the lay, which I love, plus 175 to score. I mean, Hampton can go there. I know the Patriots' run defense has been lauded as great. It's definitely not. Lag QJ and Keenan at 290. Okay. Okay. So now I have an understanding of what I want. I'm taking a mental note. Okay, so we have a Keenan touchdown. We also have both quarterbacks locked and loaded in a lay. So let's do a crazy touchdown lay. And not like too crazy, but a little two-legger that's going to get us some good odds. Now we can go with Keon Coleman 7-1. And if we're going deep down the board here, I really do like some Herbert. We have his rushing stuff, but a TD scorer here. We have kind of one chalk. A Keon Coleman, Omarion Hampton at 21-1. I'm going to quickly, of course, check DK here on the pricing there. But that to me, boys, again, a guy who has 4 targets in his last 2 games, and 2 of them have been in the end zone. Hampton and RB1 against, I think, an overrated run defense as well. Hence why I have that there as kind of the chalky leg, quote unquote. I mean, we could go with Cooks. He's getting steamed in the market. On DK is 20-37. So I'm betting this Keon and Hampton anytime. Touchdown. Talk about some lottos. Talk about some fun stuff down the board here. This is what I'm going with here. Keon Coleman and Omarion Hampton, anytime touchdown. Now we got some first touchdowns out of both. We are absolutely rich, but there we go. Come on, place the bet, man. Why is all my technology being slow today? There we go. Keon Coleman, Omarion Hampton. 21-1. Beautiful. Now we can go even deeper down the board and continue to find some value, even though that is as deep as you can get with a Keon Coleman. Not like he's an unknown guy, just obviously hasn't had the success there. Quick market moves here. Patriots, a little bit of steam. Jaguars steamed at the 126 at Bookmaker. 125 here, 125K limits at Circa. As we should know for the big games of the big boys, that's where we're sitting for the sharpest books with their max bet allowed on the money line. And we'll see Niners Eagles continue to raise here. Let's see, football player prop, anytime TD. I could get behind some Gabe Davis also. Yeah, I think this is the best game to provide some potential for like a big long shot score. Let's see some Gabe Davis, and let's look at Brandon Cooks one more time. Now, Gabe Davis, 675 on MGM. Let me add that to a slip here and see what we get pricing wise. Let's do that. Oh, we do like one long shot, one chalky guy. Like, what is Gabe Davis? I mean, we have Saquon something else in the lay with Lawrence and Shakir. We got Gabe Davis going on an anytime touchdown. I didn't pull up players, anytime TD. Gabe Davis at this ridiculous 675 price. Cook's still 450. Now, if we go some chalk here, McCaffrey, I mean, good. We had the Saquon. I could honestly double back on Saquon. I love Saquon today. 1271. I feel like that's not going to be good. I feel like there's going to be better pricing, even though they have the best price on Gabe Davis. But I mean, Saquon obviously bogs it down with his odds. But let's take a look here. Touchdown score. Gabe Davis. Let's see. I mean, I guess I'm curious. Penny and Circa almost holding each other with Allen's anytime touchdown. I honestly might need to get some Allen involvement, honestly, just out of like principle. The runningest quarterback, him and T-Law. I mean, we have our T-Law. Getting some Josh could be massive. Oh, 1070. So actually is best at MGM here. I'm gonna bet that. So I'm going with one more kind of crazy one. I'm going Gabe Davis at 550 and Saquon anytime. A little double back on Saquon, which again I'm all for. I'm never against a little bit of double exposure. But let's get this loading. And then also let's find something for Allen touchdown. So let's go back here. Then we'll get our first touchdowns in. But when I get this TD lay in, Josh Allen, where's Jay? He is 130, 111. Damn. Okay. Anytime TD. Gabe Davis and Saquon Barkley. I need to bet this. It's just taking so long because this computer, MGM plus my computer acting the way it is. No bueno. Oh my God. Maybe take like 6 screenshots per attempt here. Okay, Josh. Let's load that into a FanDuel slip. Honestly, a Josh and Herbert could be the key here. I'm not gonna lie. I know we have some Herbert already, but a Josh and a Herbert anytime touchdown, what is that gonna get us to? A Josh and a Herbert gets us to 1021. I kind of like that a lot, but we can even do some, some chalk here. If you go Josh, TD scores, and I mean the tush push hasn't been doing what it's supposed to be doing here. So the chalk in this game is kind of I was like messed up. That's not the best word for it, but it's a little bit ambiguous, I guess, per se. We got 3 chalky guys here, and we have AJB, right? We have AJB in LA. No, we did not add AJB to LA. We have his receiving yards. So let's do AJ Brown. And I honestly want to bet some Lad because I think that Lad is potentially just the best receiver on the field here today. I mean, Diggs, of course, checks out. Josh Allen went up to 120. If we do some Lad McConkey, this is plus 1442 for some more chalk. We got some Josh exposure, some more AJB, and some Lad. Let's go back to here real quick, FTN, and let's take a look at some numbers overall, what it ended up being for the Chargers in the red zone. Because we know Keenan started strong and it switched back and forth. We do have some Keenan exposure already. Team LAC. Come on, where are we? End zone targets. Okay, so Lad and Keenan split it down the middle. I think it would be dumb to not have some Lad. So I'm actually going to lock this in. Now let me just confirm the price on DraftKings. Unfortunately, annoying aspect of it all, but needs to be done. So let me do some comparisons right here. Keon, Josh, Arthur Brown Jr. Gabe plus 7 at Hard Rock. Yeah, that's it's a bet. I think we saw that earlier on the EV screen. That Gabe and that Brandon Cooks are worth betting. It's definitely worth betting. Wish I had some Hard Rock activity going on here, but unfortunately do not have any Hard Rock and Lad McConkey. Let's just see what the odds are here. And we'll bet the best price as always. Lad McConkey, 1460, 1414. So DraftKings is the ruler here. This is a DK bet. Best price. Josh, AJ, Lad. Anytime touchdown. 2D scored. Josh, AJ Brown, Lad McConkey. All right. Honestly, I think at that point we have all the guys that I want to have score. I could still try to find a Cooks. The thing of the Cooks, like I want to bet a Cooks 50 plus. It's just not the price is just not good. But I'm locking in this Lad, McConkey, Josh Allen, AJ Brown, anytime touchdown lay. Boom, 1460. So we're definitely tapped on those layers. We still need 2 more first touchdowns. We need a Jag and we need a Patriot. But as far as like long shots go, maybe 1 more. But as far as touchdowns go, I'm tapped, boys. We have enough fun lottery tickets for today. As well as some good EV plays to kind of get us going for if we to cover up some of these fun ones, but hopefully we hit a banger and we don't worry about it. Shout out to Christian Watson yesterday. So let's go back to the EV screen one more time. We'll do a run through. We'll finalize our final first touchdowns. And we'll call it barring, seeing some stuff pop up here. Yeah, Cook's receptions 3+, 9.8% EV. Combi books, that's beautiful. Lawrence 2 pass touchdowns at 365. This is beautiful. Cooks 20 receiving yards. Okay, maybe we have some Cooks. It's just a straight bet. Yeah, hold our horses, boys. I think I'm in on this. The long reception was high, but I think I like this. Yo, AAC, bro, that means so much to me, bro. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for being a part of every stream. Thank you for the continued support. We're going to be ripping through NBA, and MLB is actually my second favorite sport. Arguably my first. When it's baseball season, it's my number one. I forget football exists, but then kind of when football starts, I forget baseball exists. It's been a great year, and I really appreciate that, AAC, and I appreciate you. And get ready for NBA streams. I'm doing one Tuesday. Spoiler alert, I'm streaming NBA Tuesday. And baseball, World Baseball Classic is going to be here, and then the MLB season. So, boys, the content is just starting. But I appreciate everybody being on this journey with me. And bet this Brandin Cooks right now because I'm betting this Brandin Cooks right now. It's good to market. And as somebody who's been trying to bet Brandin Cooks since we started streaming 66 minutes ago, now we have our time to bet. We're betting some Brandin Cooks overs. It's going to be a situation where he's going to put up a goose egg, I think, or fly over this number. So I'll be betting, brother, the numbers. We're going to be trusting the numbers. We're going to also be using some ball knowledge for MLB. But baseball has the lowest variance of any sport because there's a biggest sample size. It's the sport that's going to be most true to the odds. So while I'm anti-hit rate, anti-this, anti-that, when it comes to like really finding a true edge, in baseball, there's definitely going to be times where like you have a terrible lineup against left-handed pitchers. You have a left-handed pitcher who, let me even go deeper, a terrible lineup against left-handed changeups and curveballs. Going to have them facing in the middle of June, a left-hander who throws wicked curveballs and changeups, and it's going to be a 10+ K strikeout ladder, and the odds are still going to be good. But let me get this Cooks in before I yap myself away from a winner, which we've done too many times on this channel. Hopefully you guys are betting while I'm yapping, but 19.5, it's gone. Minus 115. No, it's not. I'm staring at it. I'm staring at it. I'm staring at it. I'm staring at it. I'm in. I don't know why this is gone then because I just got in. Let's do a Control F. Did the rest of the market move and I just took a bad bet? Maybe. I got in though. I mean, it can't be a bad bet. And I actually like this all in all from what I've said before. Brandin Cooks. I just want to see where the market went and see if I really just ended up missing some steam. No, I'm still seeing good EV on this. I mean, it's 23.5 at Pinnacle, man, and Bookmaker. The longest reception prop that Foss called out earlier, that was definitely the best way to bet it at Fanatics at the even money. No juice spilt there. But Brandin Cooks, come on, 115. Yeah, no, I mean, look at where I'll pull up in a second here. I bet it already, and we know it's good. I saw the odds, but as we see here, 21.5, 116 at Penny, and Bookmaker is even 23.5, 108 each way. Bookmaker, of course, willing to keep their lines at 108, very low hold percentage because they know what they're doing there. Professional, sharp sports book. That is Bookmaker. Okay, so Jaguar first touchdown, Patriot first touchdown. We'll do one more EV run through because we didn't get too far because we found something worth betting, which is obviously great. Finally, CV run through 2 more first HUDs, and we are locked and loaded for a wild card Sunday. We'll stream it tomorrow. Oh, it's still there. Just went down to 3.9%, but I mean, I think it should be higher. Hunter Henry under receiving yards. Chargers defense here. This is interesting. Plus 105. Let's see where the rest of the market is at there. Hunter Henry. Like this is the best of market. There is some EV, but I don't think it's not as good as the other props that we just took. Okay, let's check touchdowns one more time here. And we will see Kendrick Bourne, Luke Farrell, Ray Davis. Hampton 185. I mean, we already bet that Hampton in a lay with what's his name? With Keon Coleman, but this is still definitely worth looking at. I mean, this is a good price. So if you haven't used any boosts yet, this Omarion Hampton. We're big Hampton guys today. Let's put our first touchdowns and call it 12:26. Yeah, give myself some time to prepare for the slate. Actually, just go full view here. Find a Jaguar, find a Patriot. And we are ready for Wild Card Sunday. One of the best football weekends of the entire season. We got 3 beautiful games today, 1 beautiful game tomorrow. Futures pending, touchdowns pending, first touchdowns, straight bets, EV bets. Doesn't get better than this, honestly, from a sports betting perspective. If you're a football fan, when it comes to just overall sports betting, there are definitely better times of the season. As we know, we're just coming out of one of the best times of the season. But from a football fan better perspective, it doesn't get better than this. And our Jaguar, Parker, ETN. Now, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting value to market. I mean, this Lawrence, actually, it's at the score bet at 12-1 is actually really good to market. All of this is good to market. I know we talked about it. We called it out earlier. AEC, I think you called it out, brother. I'm betting this Trevor Lawrence first touchdown. 12-1 the score, 11-1 MGM. It's good to circa. It's 850. I mean, it fits kind of the bill of what we do from a first touchdown perspective, and I absolutely believe that Trevor Lawrence to score is live. We have him in like 2 lays, and I got it on it straight as well. We need Lawrence to score one, and Shakir here. I'm betting this first touchdown for Trevor. I mean, here's the problem though. Like, it's so low. Like, yes, he deserves it to have dropped as much as it has because of his rushing ability, and what is he, like, tied with Josh for most rushing touchdowns? Now we're getting him at 11-1 though. Like, this is a guy who was nowhere near that number a bit ago. So before I confirm, who do I want to look at quickly? What's BTJ one more time? Let's do one more, just scroll through. But Lawrence is the leader. Tootin, no. Strange, no. BTJ, no. Frank Gore, Gabe Davis, Jackson Hollis, Jacoby. Now, Jacoby is probably good because the wide receiver 1 at 14-1 is the same price as Circa, but Jacoby is actually probably better. Let's do this as well. Quick flip here. We'll go all season. Now we're going to definitely see some times without Jacoby in, but that'll actually make ourselves look even better. And yes, sir, 12-1 at the score for Lawrence. Just doing one quick check here on Jacoby before I lock in because, yes, it's the same price as Circa, but we're getting a wide receiver 1 at 14-1. So I can't ignore that. And yes, this should be a little bit off, but in just 9 games with the Jaguars, 7 end zone targets for Myers, and that's Washington all season with 9. So I'm honestly going to go with Jacoby Myers here. And even if we go to Las Vegas, not that it's going to really be like so telling because obviously completely different offense, quarterback, line, city. You guys know what was good at Las Vegas this year. But I was just curious if that's how they were using him, though, again, does not translate. Remember when Jacoby Myers couldn't score a touchdown to save his life a couple years ago? Because I do. Even then, though, Myers still 4. I'm going Jacoby. I'm sorry. Wide receiver 1 at 14-1. Yes, the same price as Circa. Playoffs, we're going to be getting a little bit squeezed with price in that sense, but wide receiver 1 at 14-1 in the playoffs, that's getting that red zone volume. Honestly, not really much of a thought for me. I'm going Jacoby. I see the love for Lawrence. Feel free to sprinkle some Lawrence if that's the way you want to go. But I'm locking in Jacoby Myers here. Wouldn't mind Parker Washington for our future, but we need this Jaguars win like air here. That's what we're going for. And Patriot now. Okay. Let's find our Patriot. One more run through and lock and load. What do we bet here? DeMarcus and Dallas, and we have who did we take? We took Omarion at 10-1, which I still love because 10-1 for an RB1. Please and thank you. Keenan, 17-1. Okay, we're looking for a Patriot. Stevenson 8-1 is interesting because it's a WR1 at 8-1. Still acceptable. Trey Harris, our best boy. That's a bet smart legend. Trey Harris from this season. Travion, best prices there. Patriots defense, maybe low key. Gadsden, no, we need a Patriot. Kyle Williams is very interesting. I don't know how much you're going to show love to the rookie in this first playoff game here, but Kyle Williams, let's even do a little flipperoo. I'm just curious. Let's get some Patriots receiving stuff down pat first. Then we'll lock in 28 minutes till it's Jaguars Bills, man. That is exciting. Any spread the ball around. Let's just go full season quickly. End zone targets. A lot of just spread around the field here. Chisholm, Travion, Kyle Williams, only 2, but we know he's the air yardage guy. Only 21 targets all year, but 2 of them in the red zone. In the end zone, actually. Not even the red zone, the end zone. Matt Collins hurt. We all know that. Booty, Henry. Let's look at the last couple of weeks here and see how it's gone for Kyle Williams, the rook, and he could be the last lock and load here, but maybe not. End zone targets have been slow, but again, the Patriots have been steamrolling and, of course, can get things done on the ground. Hunter Henry, Mondre Hooper. So Kyle Williams still won. His snap percentage, though, up to 50%. That's where I'm more interested in. Snaps are up to 50%. Diggs is low, but they're definitely just using Diggs as they see fit. I mean, 19 targets for 18 receptions, 282 and a tutty in 3 games. That's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. 50-1. Let's even go one more week here and see when the ascension of snaps really started. 41.3, and let's do a little bit of reverse. We got 50 yards here, or 50% of snaps, and it's a little inflated with week 18, so don't want to think about it too in depth, but I'm just curious. So he has seen some burn, 77 snaps in those games. Now, of course, a little bit of week 17 there with not going balls to the wall. I'm not trying to convince myself for Williams, but just trying to get a picture of what it's looking like. So we'll start from the top here. Hooper, honestly, is a maybe. Don't know who that is. No. Pop Douglas, I'm out on. Darius Davis is a Patriot, is a Charger. Hunter Henry is decent. I mean, I guess I haven't really even dug into Diggs that deep. 11-1. Price is just not going to let me do it. But if I was at circa 11-1, I would honestly bet that Diggs. Booty's back. Williams again, 61% of snaps. This is a much tougher decision than I would have even thought, honestly. Hooper. Now the Chargers secondary, I feel like is definitely very overrated. So I'm trying to take advantage of some Patriots pass catchers, but Diggs would be the premier thought for that. But Kyle Williams, this is just also priced too. I mean, 40-1 to 30-1. Been seeing the ball a lot more. Now, let me just go back to FCL. Let's look at rushing. We'll go full season. We know Trey came on late, but we'll just take a look here. Goal line. Mondre missed some time, still dominating red zone, but Travion overall red zone is up there. But Drake May also stealing a ton of touches. We know Gibson's out, Terrell Jennings out. This is really the squad right here. But I do think Drake May is going to get it done in the air. His first touchdown. Booty, Gadsden, no. See, this is just tough from pricing. I mean, if this was still even 10-1 elsewhere, I'd probably bet that. Travion, no, it's just not a good price. Just not a good price. All right, quick EV look through. Final one. Then we'll reset. Literally last EV look through. We got stuff to do. We got games to start watching. Stevenson, Lawrence. So seeing a lot of stuff just still there. Kincaid 107. This is worth betting at Combi. Rivers account definitely worth looking at there. Lawrence pass steps under. Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, some unders are already in ranges we don't want to be at. And touchdowns, Farrell, Brandon Cooks, 5-1. Ray Davis, Hampton's still there, still worth betting. Okay. So let's just pick a Patriot and roll with it. Down to Taylor from chat, too, if you guys are feeling strong about a first touchdown in this game, even if it's a gut feel. I'll ride a gut feel for this one. We're talking about a first tutty here. Hooper is kind of eyeing me. Just because the prices overall just aren't going to be that so good. And I know I'm going to bet one anyway at this point. So, like, it is kind of about, I want to get it out for you guys on stream. Like, there's no fun if I'm betting it by myself at 7:55 and hitting something. Like, let's get something in now. I'm kind of interested with Ramondre. I'm not going to lie, 8-1. It's not sexy, but I honestly like it. I'm going to go with Ramondre. We see what he's done in the red zone, all overall taking advantage. I think that the Patriots will actually have a lot of success today. Definitely not betting this crazy lay. But Ramondre at 8-1. I'm betting it. It's better. It's good to Circa. He's the one who gets the chances. I mean, it's a starting running back. I don't know why Travion is 7-1. Honestly, I don't think he should be like that much higher than what I mean, it's only plus 100 odds, but I don't know that it's like so clear that he should be the favorite. But I just bet this Ramondre Stevenson, boys. So read through the plays. We have a bunch of plays. Ramondre Stevenson first touchdown, Jacoby Myers first touchdown, Brandon Cooks 20 plus receiving yards, Josh Allen, AJ Brown, Lab McConkey touchdown. Hold on here, gotta get this in tracking. Saquon and Gabe Davis anytime touchdown. Hampton and Keon Coleman anytime touchdown. Omarion Hampton first touchdown. I don't know why this computer is being so annoying. Omarion Hampton first touchdown. DeMarcus Robinson first touchdown. Dallas Goedert first touchdown. Dalton Kincaid first touchdown. Christian Kirk under 22.5 receiving yards. That's tomorrow. Terrell Shavers over 11.5 yards. Longest reception. AJ Brown over 64.5 receiving yards. Parlay, Gabe Davis 2 catches, ETN 63.5 rushing yards over. Jalen Hurts 30 plus rushing yards, and Justin Herbert over 20 plus rushing yards. Gabe Davis 2 catches. Keon Coleman first touchdown. Lawrence Shakir Barkley touchdown line. Jags money line. Trevor Lawrence 3 plus passing touchdowns. AJ Brown anytime touchdown, boys. So to wrap it up, nice boosted Niners Chargers money line parlay. Rip it, love it. I'm also on Chargers plus 3.5. We have Jags money line, and tomorrow on the under. So we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail tomorrow, boys. But thank you guys all for tuning in. Best of luck today. Let's cash some fun slips. Let's hit the EV bets, and then the fun parlays can hopefully be some cherries on top for a fun day today, boys. But I appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you all on stream tomorrow before the game, and let's have a day, boys. Thank you guys. Have a good one, and hit me up. I'll see you guys soon. Peace, boys.